Hello, my soul family, and welcome to the Spiritual Counseling TV network and to your spiritual guidance series for this new week of March 11th through the 17th of 2023. My name is Christy Ramirez. I'm your soul coach, motivational speaker, and spiritual influencer. And today we are here for this brand new week ahead of us with great energy, beautiful vibes, and I am feeling the new beginning already in motion. So are you ready? Because I really do feel that since spring is around the corner, literally, there is new projects blooming, new opportunities opening up for us, doors that we thought were closed suddenly magically be available, and we are in for a surprise. So I think that today's and this week's spiritual guidance, make sure that you do watch your dailies, are going to be very important because literally, we are starting spring, and so we are really feeling that need to also do the deep cleansing, which we have been doing. And I really suggest that you start cleaning, deep spring cleaning, so that you can clean up that energy of 2023 for good and everything from the past, and then allow this new beginning to be something fresh, a blank new slate with limitless possibilities. And the only way that we can invite that into our life is by making room for that. So that means, again, clearing up energy, maybe doing reorganization, declutter, again, clean. Always make sure that you have everything clean, not only in your environment, but also internally. Your emotions, your spiritual practices, everything is so important so that everything may be in alignment and everything may be well received. So let's get started with our coffee talk for this week. As you know, if you already follow me on my YouTube channel, you know that every week I show up for a coffee talk where we do a little counseling session for this week ahead of us. And our daily morning spiritual guidance series are just little 5 max 10-minute videos where we get actual spiritual guidance from heaven, from God, from our angels, from the Holy Spirit, and we receive a little oracle reading, affirmations to manifest a great day, and a little angel prayer. So that's how we structure these series. And let's get started, because I also have clients today, and if you all want to book a personal soul coaching session with me, you can book up my website, christyramirez.com/booking. And we can get started on your spiritual journey, your spiritual evolution, your spiritual growth, because this is the week to do it. This is the moment in this year where really the real changes happen. The real transformation happens only when you make true changes. And they can be drastic or they can be something very subtle, but it needs to be significant, and that is the key. Something significant that will create true change, efficient change, and everlasting change. I love that first sip in the morning. It's super sweet, and it's a great morning today. It really is not only feeling spring, but it's actually very breezy outside. So it's not like it's freezing, it's not too hot, it's perfect weather. And a perfect weather for me signifies also to me that heaven is in perfect alignment, in perfect frequency for us to be at peace and to manifest through peace, because that's the only way that we can really manifest great things, is when we are in peace doing it, when we are in grace, in love, and we are passionate about what we're doing. And this is the moment, again, with these projects, new projects this year. How do we make these projects come to fruition? Your New Year resolutions, your goals. All of this is when you love to do it, when you would do it for free, and when it gives you life, it gives you energy. That's a great thing to really contemplate this week. What is it that gives you life? What gives you energy? And also think about the previous year, and you can go even back more years, and just kind of list and just mentally kind of note what gives you energy, what has been a constant pattern in your life that has always been that source of energy, of life, of positive vibrations, that has lifted you out of any funk that you've been, or any lows, or any just struggle mentality. What has got you through it? And whatever that thing is for you, hold on to it. Hold on to it with dear life, because that is your secret weapon in life. That's the one thing that is going to help you to keep going, to keep moving forward. Is what makes you happy. It's what lights you up from the inside out. It's what lights your soul on fire. And this is the week to really not only appreciate that, but practice a little bit more of that as well if needed, because I feel that, with these changes also come a little bit of struggle or resistance even, or for some of you can even be fear of change, fear of taking that first step, which we did briefly talk about in last week's coffee talk. If you are afraid of making changes or taking that first step in a new direction, fear not, because if you don't take that chance, you will never know what's on the other side. You will never know what could have been, and you will stay stuck as well where you're at, because you're not making progress, or you're just not creating that shock in your system, metaphorically, right? In your environment, or in your way of doing things, your system of doing things. And sometimes we do need that outside perspective. Sometimes maybe you need a second eye, so maybe you need to collaborate. Maybe that's part of the changes this year. If that's like a business you're working on, or a personal project, whatever it is, there are a lot of infinite possibilities how this can apply to you, which is where, again, personal soul coaching sessions come in, or therapy if you're needing to work through your issues that might be blocking your ability to manifest your new life, your dream life, which again is the theme of this year as well. For me personally, I have been given the message that this is the year to make your dreams a reality. This is the year to build and create your dream life, the life that you've dreamed, that you want to be living every day. What is your ideal life that you would love to wake up to every day? And we can do this instantly right now. You have that power in your hand to live your dream life right now. And so that's a little bit of the empowerment that we're also receiving from heaven, that you can take matters into your own hands, including your happiness, including success, whatever it is that you're wanting to manifest. And that gives us power. Again, also collaborating with heaven. If you don't have anyone in the physical realm to collaborate with, you have heaven by your hands. You have heaven at your fingertips. You have God by your side. And God is the ultimate source and support system that we can never ask for, because He is the controller and the creator of all things. So this week, be really conscious of, again, keeping that smile on your face, staying positive, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, and shining your aura bright, because that is also key to staying in your highest vibration, in your best self, and then being that lighthouse that the world needs. Every time you step out into the world, every time you step into a room, your aura should be magnetic, your aura should shine, and it should be noticeable. And if you're shy, like me personally, I can be a little shy in public and even get a little social anxiety sometimes, because again, I'm so empathic and sensitive to energies that it can create my heart to close off, or my aura, it can cause me to close off. But again, that's also something that is the guidance this week. If you are like me and maybe you have a little bit of this and resonate, that's a little bit of your task and your homework, is to really make that effort to keep your heart open and flex that heart out in public, out in the world, out in the open, and be vulnerable. Be vulnerable, because vulnerability is your greatest strength. And I know that vulnerability can make us feel weak. It can make us, again, also feel, again, vulnerable, and just the word is vulnerable, right? But if you see it as a strength, it can also be ironically your shield, because this vulnerability will help you not only read people, sense people, but then help people. And that's what we're here for as light workers, right? It's to help others heal, and also be a mirror to others. To, again, if you project to others what's inside them in a way, like if you're a counselor, like for me as a therapist, that's one of my tasks sometimes, to project to my client. If you know, a lot of clients or people in general can be resistant to see their own I guess dysfunctions or problems or negative patterns or habits. And when you reflect this back to them, not necessarily by mimicking what they're doing, but just by, again, therapeutic tools, or just, again, that's something that therapists just know in, I guess, during the strategy of the therapy session. But I guess it's just more like projection, right? Just projecting through confronting the client. So I guess that's a little tongue twister right there for you. But if you understand that, this is about allowing others to be themselves so that you can truly see who they are. And how do we do this? Okay, this is the solution is by non-judgment. Allowing others to be themselves through non-judgment and through just listening. Listen, be receptive, and then just observe. Observe, that's like 3 keys to therapy, being a great therapist, that I'm sharing a little bit of the secrets here. But I think that this is important for the collective to know, because this is what's missing in a lot of communication patterns, in a lot of family situations. It's just the ability to learn to listen. You don't always have to be the one to speak or to respond or to have to say something back, right? Learn to be silent and learn to receive the message so that you can really dissect it and then digest it, reflect on it, and then have a better response to that. And I think that this is going to be key to creating more healthy communication among not only couples and relationships, but families, communities, and just strangers that you meet out in the street as well, or in your local grocery shop, or in your gym, or in your school, if you work in your workplace, wherever it is. These are just good social skills to have, right? And so I think that, again, because we are coming off a really dark period still, I think the world is still adjusting with, you know, the previous years. But we are coming out of this, and we are soon out of this tunnel, but not quite yet. I know for a lot of people it feels like they're in the light, like the world's back to normal. But I think that the world's still healing and still dealing with issues subconsciously, because again, there are a lot of people who just kind of brushed it off and not really wanting to face issues, and you can see this clearly in the social trends now. And if you are a good observer at a big scale as to where the world, the mainstream is going, there's still a lot of work. There's a lot of work with what's popular, with what's being influenced towards the collective, and what's being followed, because I think that that's also more a mistake on the followers in a way, and the collective that is absorbing negative media and seeing it as something that is going to be positive or something that's good for their soul. And so this is where it's leading the collective towards just a little bit of a dark place. Not the whole collective, I'm not being judgmental towards the whole collective, but a good portion of it. And there's just, again, little things here and there. And so I think that, how do you discern what's healthy for you to digest from the media, what to stay away from, is to be in spiritual alignment. Focus on your soul, make it a priority, write it down in your intentions list, that this is the year that you want to focus on your soul growth, that you want to focus on spiritual enrichment, on only influencers, media, that it enriches your soul, makes you feel good, lifts your positive vibrations, doesn't make you feel bad about yourself, or doesn't lead you into a negative direction or astray from God, because those are not going to be helpful to your future and to your soul journey. Because again, you never know when this is your last day and then it's too late, right? Remember, the soul journey is everlasting, and it's more than what you are living here in this earth as a flesh. This is just a test. And so make it a priority, and then just, again, we can always have fun in life. Life is meant to be lived and enjoyed, but be smart, be wise, because this is the moment where you are in control of your free will, your life decisions through your young years as you grow into young adulthood, into adulthood, and into your older years. And especially for all you young people listening in your 20s or in your teens, you're at this age that it's the perfect age for you to start learning about your spiritual journey. Because if you start learning now, I can just imagine where the future generations are going to be headed, towards godly missions and doing great things, leaving legacies behind. But it starts now, and it starts with what you start doing from a young age. You know, in my 20s, I was already working towards big things. You know, back in the day when I was in my 20s, which is again not that long ago, but like again, I was 20 about like 10, 14 years ago. And at that exact age, I had good role models by my side, you know, that they were older, in their 40s, 50s, so they came from a more old school mindset, and that's what I brought on. And there was not a lot of social media for me to fall back on or even waste time on, right? It was just, you know, me grinding and working hard towards dreams that could have seemed impossible back then, which actually did seem far-fetched, but now they're closer than ever. And it's because I've been working 10 plus years towards those goals. It just doesn't happen overnight. Success doesn't happen overnight. You have to be working on it day in and day out. You have to keep that passion alive in your heart. And if it's still alive in your heart, it's because it is possible. God wouldn't put a dream in your heart if it were not possible. And so keep these dreams dear to your heart. Sacred work, keep it sacred to you, and do the sacred work that is required, which requires discipline, commitment. Follow through day in and day out. Motivate yourself and just do it. Just don't think about it. If you know what you need to do with your action steps, we've talked about this in previous coffee talks, but I will be doing a more extensive educational video on this, on how to really strategize your life. And that's going to be a fun one. I will leave that for the next special event at the TV network here. So if you do want access to my motivational speeches, my group therapy sessions, and special events like that, make sure that you do sign up to my Spiritual Counseling TV network, which is on my website. Get exclusive TV content year-round at christianramirez.com/TV. So that concludes our coffee talk for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you for our dailies. I'm so excited to really get my hands on our oracles, because I have a feeling that this is just a really great positive week, and we're feeling really good. Like, I feel like the winter blues are over, and spring is really springing us into just this joy and wanting to be more in the sunshine, wanting to be the sunshine, and just give this sunshine to others. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in our dailies. Namaste.